Hey guys, Towers here for another barbecue video. Okay, so today we got a pork loin on the rib half, but I'm going to be barbecuing, and this is boneless. I'm going to cut it into 3 sections, and we're going to cook it on the wood fire and on the rotisserie. And I've got 3 store-bought barbecues options here, and they are all the no added sugar, keto friendly barbecue sauces. I don't know if they're like purely keto friendly, but they're pretty low. So I'm going to cut this into 3 pieces. We're going to season it with I'm going to mix all the 3 barbecues with the different spices, so I'm adding more punch to them. I'm going to mix them all up in separate bowls, and that's why I'm cutting it into 3 pieces, so then I can put a different sauce on a different one, and then we can give a little feedback on which barbecue sauce tastes better. As you can see, we got a good fire going. Alright, my back's nice and hot from that fire. So, I like to have a little olive oil and everything to it. So we're gonna go with our finest. I think this might be just a Walmart brand. Go with the Kraft calorie wise here. Now, in my first video, I mentioned a surprise barbecue sauce I was going to do, but I had some of it saved in the fridge, and I can't find it. So I think my wife thought it was something that I was never going to get around to, and she threw it out. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing in all of them with a little onion powder, some of the seasoning salt. Let's see if I can get a similar amount on there. Just going by eye, old-fashioned grandma way. Yes, grandma. How much of salt? How much of this? And she says, just like this of this one, and this much of that one. You know how it goes, right? So that's what we're doing here. I don't know if parsley's supposed to go in here, but what the heck? Trying different things. I'm gonna use a fork for this. Mix up these sauces a little bit. Oh, the fire's gonna fall out. Put that back in there. We'll put it over there. Let's get back to mixing the sauces. Alright. Let's mix up the next one. So they all have the same seasoning in it, so you think, well, is that fair? Because they're all going to taste similar, but since they all do have their own flavor they come with, hopefully there'll still be enough difference to judge. So we're gonna get the sugla ready. And I'm going to season these up a little bit. I'm going to brush them all up a bit. So right now I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of all these all over on all 3 of them, just like they are in the barbecue sauce, and rub it all in. And then I'm going to put the individual sauce on them as well. Okay, so I'm going to season all around. Because you saw my last video, it looks like you're putting a lot of seasoning, but when you spread it out and everything and you rub it around, it looks like a lot, but it's not as strong as you think. So let's get some good seasoning all around. This stuff comes out, the holes are too big, I think, for the garlic powder. That's the problem, but that's all right. So I got it ready. I used one of these to grab it on there. So I'm gonna put some sauce on the fat side. Still wasting more firewood, I'm not ready. So you know what, so they have some separation, I can baste them separate. These are pretty thick, so I'm going to try to keep some of the charcoals in the middle so there's direct heat, but I'm going to try to keep the ones that are flaming around the back. Alright, so this is probably going to take as long as 3 hours because the meat is so thick, right? I might be able to get it down to 2.5 to keep a strong fire going. But the whole point of the rotisserie is, of course, similar to a slow cooking. So instead of just slapping on the barbecue and it being ready like in 30 minutes, the whole idea is to slow cook it and it should be more tender as well. So we'll let this go for a little while. I'm going to clean up a little bit and I'll get back to you. Wow. I hope by it being basted and cooking that'll reduce it a little bit. I thought it was the paprika, possibly the seasoning salt. Okay, so it's getting a nice color outside, so I moved it one level up right now. There's 3 heights I can put it at. And we're going to let it keep going. Look at the nice color on that. Alright, so I'm going to give them another basting. So my neighbor likes to barbecue. He's got a small smoker. So he just called me over and gave me some meat to try as well. Nice, spicy. Thanks, James. You're really good. All right. Some good color going there. It's a little dark on this side, so I had it a little lower again, and I raised it a little higher again. Nice and crisp on the outside. Well, it's got a pretty good color going. I don't want to ruin the juiciness, but I don't have a temperature gauge with me. So the way I test my meat is usually if you just kind of push the meat, you can tell if it's still juicy, if it's got some tenderness to it when you push on it. I'll just push on it and see if it looks, still on the soft side, or if it's starting to firm up. It's starting to firm up because it is pork, not a beef. You want it to firm up a little bit, but still have some softness to it, in my opinion, so you know it's cooked thoroughly, but not overdone. But because it's a big chunk, it's hard to tell. All right, so let's cut this piece off. It's definitely done. Gotta be careful, this is gonna fall right off, right? Alright, look at that. We got some of the fat. This is the fat side. This is the inside. It's hard to see, but it still has a little squishiness in it. Not a lot. Hopefully I didn't overdo it. I think I took it off just in time. Has some juiciness there, yeah. I mentioned earlier that I ended up putting more seasoning and something was hitting me in the back of the throat. I don't taste it here right now, so that's good. Let's try a little bit from this one, which is I think this one back here is the Montreal steak. Very nice. The other two taste more kind of like a typical barbecue sauce, and of course the Montreal has more seasoning in it already as well. Let's try that one. And this little piece, I believe, was this one. And all that seasoning that I put in there, I'm tasting a lot of flavor, so that must have had a strong effect on all of them. Wow. Really got a more, if I could say silky, regarding to meat texture, I have more of a silky barbecue flavor to it. Smoothness. I think this Montreal steak one is my favorite so far, but they all have a nice flavor. Like if you did them on their own, they all taste nice, but throwing in the extra spicing really brings out a little extra punch to it, a little extra strong flavor. I like them all. I think this might be my favorite if I got the tasting right. Okay, so these two are the same. And these two are more similar to each other, and this one's a different flavor than the two of them, so they're all good. I think this is my favorite, but they're all pretty good. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I got my meat here. I got the 3 different rows of the ones that I figured out which ones were which, and I got them all here. Got some sour cream in my feta, and I got some meat from the neighbor. He just gave me some I was telling you, so I'm gonna have a nice little feast. I've been starting my keto diet again recently, so I'm trying to do things keto related as well. That's why I got the low sugar or no added sugar type barbecue sauces to play around with. So I'm gonna enjoy. Some veggies would have been nice, but not tonight. Carnivore dinner, I guess, except for the feta cheese. All right. Try to show you this. Some of it got a nice little crunchiness on it. Not like a bad burnt white, just a nice little crispiness to it, so that's really nice. The fat is, a lot of it's still pretty good. A couple of spots, as you can see, it's on the tender side, but technically I would say that if I was Chef Ramsay was here, he would say overcooked it a bit. But still good, edible. I just wish I took it off 5 minutes earlier.